G'day, my name's Tim Otley and I am returning to WFX this year again to talk about environmental projection. At Asbury United Methodist Church in Tulsa, where I run lights, we have now been using this system for 3 years. We have both a traditional and a modern service that use it, and I had a great time sharing with people last year about the things that we were able to do and the way we were able to change the environment in our worship space. This year, I'm going to be talking much more about how environmental projection works. I've heard lots of people talk about environmental projection, but very few have really explained how it works. There's probably a number of reasons for that, and one is that every system, every environmental projection system is unique to itself. It's also a very detailed system with lots of new terminology and new ways of using projection. So it's very complicated, and thus the problem is that this talk will probably be catatonically boring. Here's the good news. I have an Australian accent. It comes from growing up in Australia, and fortunately I'll be able to use that accent to sound both interesting and knowledgeable. So a real double whammy here, and I think we're going to have a great time talking about how environmental projection works. We'll talk about how you create an image, we'll talk about masking and edge blending and all of the terminology that you hear when people talk about environmental projection, and we'll explain what it is. Be a very conversational time so that when you leave, you hopefully know a lot more about environmental projection than you did when we started. So come along, check it out. I would ask you that you do two things before you come to the talk. The first is, I'd ask that you read Luke McElroy's excellent book, Environmental Projection. Luke runs Triple Wide Media. He is not paying me any money to say this, but it is a fantastic book, really the definitive book on environmental projection. Really worth a read. The other thing I'd ask you to take a read is on the tech side of the WFX site. I wrote an article called 7 Building Blocks or Elements of Projection. I'm going to use that white paper as kind of a basis for this talk, so it'd be great if you'd read that before you show up. Really looking forward to it. WFX is just a great time of learning and connecting with people. Really looking forward to seeing you, and I almost got this in one take. Almost.